You know, some of the best stories in music are the ones hiding in plain sight, or in this case, hiding in a whisper. Today, we're going to dig into the incredible, almost unbelievable story connecting a super smooth R&B group from the Midwest with one of the biggest hip-hop anthems of all time. All right, let's get into it.
You know these words. Come on, you've heard them everywhere. At parties, in movies, at games. It's a phrase that needs zero introduction. It's just pure energy, right? All packed into three little syllables. But the story behind this legendary whisper? Well, it's a winding road that connects two completely different musical universes. So to really get the secret, first we have to talk about just how massive this song was. We are talking, of course, about Salt-N-Pepa's world-conquering hit, Push It.
What's so wild is that Push It almost didn't even happen. I mean, can you believe that? It started as a B-side, the track nobody really cares about, on the back of the single Tramp. But then this DJ from San Francisco, Cameron Paul, he flipped the record over, made a remix, and started playing it. And from there, it just exploded. Radio stations picked it up, and all of a sudden this throwaway song was a top 20 hit in the US, it hit number 2 in the UK, it got a Grammy nomination, and it helped make Salt-N-Pepa the first female rap group to ever go platinum. Just incredible.
Its legacy was totally cemented in music history. I mean, Rolling Stone magazine, that's the big one, right? They ranked Push It as the 446th greatest song of all time. It wasn't just a hit, it was an absolute classic.
But let's be real, the whole song, everything, is built around that hypnotic whisper. It's the hook. It's what you remember. So where did it come from? This is where our story takes a really unexpected turn.
What if I told you that iconic hip-hop sample actually started its life 10 years earlier in a completely different genre, sung by a completely different artist?
To get to the bottom of this, we've got to leave the streets of Queens, New York, and travel right to the heart of the American Midwest.
Okay, picture this. We're in Champaign, Illinois, home to the R&B and soul group that was actually named Champaign. They were known for these silky smooth ballads and the super polished vocals of their lead singer, a guy named Pauli Carman.
So this guy, Pauli Carman, he wasn't new to the game at all. Way back in 1977, he'd already put out his first album with a funk rock group called Coal Kitchen. A few years later, his new band, Champaign, struck absolute gold with the massive international hit, How Bout Us? And then they did it again with Try Again.
So think about this. On one side, you've got the soulful, melodic R&B sound of Champaign, Illinois. And on the other, you have the high-energy, streetwise pop rap of Queens, New York. You could not get two more different worlds, which is what makes the connection between them so cool.
Okay, let's jump back to Salt-N-Pepa for a second. Because, and this is wild, the song they were so against recording, it was basically a joke.
Their producer, Herbie Lovebug Azor, tells this story about being on tour with the group 2 Live Crew. He saw how the crowd went absolutely insane for them, and his friends, Dana Dane and Kid and Play, dared him. They were like, you can make this music in your sleep. So he took the dare. He went back to New York to cook up his own version of that super high-energy, kind of corny party sound.
And the group? Salt-N-Pepa themselves? Oh, they were not having it. They thought it was way too pop, not street enough for the New York scene. Cheryl Salt James remembers they were literally recording their vocals in a bathroom, thinking the whole thing was just ridiculous. They were pretty much convinced it was going to ruin their careers.
And this is where it all comes together. The joke, the R&B singer's old record, the groundbreaking hip-hop group. This is the moment where history gets made by accident. All right, rewind. Let's go all the way back to that first album Pauli Carman recorded. The year is 1977. The band is Coal Kitchen.
So on this one track, Keep On Pushing, Carman just throws in this little ad-lib, a smooth, soulful whispered line. You know, it's a classic R&B move, full of soul. Just one little moment on an album from a decade earlier that most people had probably forgotten.
Now, jump forward 10 years. Herbie Azor is in his studio, building the beat for Push It. He's hunting for that perfect hook, that one missing piece that's going to tie the whole thing together.
He grabs that whisper from Pauli Carman, speeds it up, chops it, and just drops it right over this thumping beat. And boom, just like that, a soulful R&B ad-lib is completely reborn as the driving, iconic, unmistakable hook of a hip-hop anthem.
So we all know what happened next, right? The song just blew up into a global smash. But what about the two artists, now forever linked by this one tiny sample?
For Salt-N-Pepa, the legacy is it's huge. Push It became a cultural phenomenon. I mean, it's played in maternity wards, which is hilarious. You see it in Super Bowl ads. It became a symbol of fun and female empowerment that really helped open the door for so many female artists that came after them.
And Pauli Carman? Well, for years, nobody really knew. His part in this was basically a secret. But in 2013, he finally got his due. The National R&B Music Society officially recognized his role and gave him an Unsung Hero Award. A totally fitting tribute for the guy whose soulful whisper was the secret ingredient for a hip-hop revolution.
This whole story is just the perfect reminder that the music you love is this amazing tapestry, you know? It's woven together from unexpected pieces of history, happy accidents, and hidden voices. It really makes you wonder, what other secrets are just waiting to be discovered in the songs you listen to every day?